Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dan Weinberger here, CEO of Morpheus.Network, with another AMA for the community, of course. Got a whole bunch of awesome questions today. So without further ado, let's get started. If I can load these up here. All right, here we go. Question number one. First of all, thank you guys for these awesome questions. Tons of detail in these questions. I love how everyone's thinking about the project, what we're doing, where we're really going. So thank you for that. So, all right, first question. What happens to the MRPH token once a company uses it? That is a fantastic question. That in my mind actually incorporates more than just what happens when the token company uses it. That's the entire tokenomics plan. It depends on the type of transaction, of course, how the token is being used, whether it's a transaction-based fee, whether it's a SaaS-based transaction as well. So it raises a lot of questions. Where does the token come from? Where does the token go? Where does token liquidity come from? Holding incentives. Tell you guys right now, all that's a part of the tokenomics. That is deep in the works. And an AMA question is fantastic, but we're going to have a detailed post about that specifically, taking all that into account. So really it's not just about, throwing something together. We got to take this slowly from every single perspective, from a legal perspective, the perspective of the platform users, of the token holders as well. So one thing I will tell you about the tokens themselves, that it is absolutely necessary as a part of each and every transaction through the platform that the token is used. That means the demand for the token is directly affected and increased by increased platform usage as well. That I can tell you about it for sure. So great question. And, one word answers or one line answers, it's not possible. We're having an amazing post with all that for you. So next question, when the platform goes live, will we be able to know the names of all the companies using it? We will definitely be announcing companies at the right times. Going live and completing these implementations aren't necessarily simultaneous. We can run transactions on the mainnet right now or tomorrow just to flex muscle. But why waste our time? We're trying to actually implement for real businesses. Our focused long-term goal is sustainable, repeated token utilization. We're currently working with a number of companies. We have actually 8 pilots currently on the go that we're working on, building up functionality for specific needs of these companies. We're really laser focused on putting our platform in the hands of these real clients and real customers. We want these businesses to benefit from the platform, benefit from these technologies. So we're not just about building up technology saying, we have a live platform. We want people using it. So that is what our focus is on, in solving these, business problems for our clients. So yes, we will not announce companies to answer the question directly, just at the right moment. And right now the implementations are going extremely well, and look forward to those announcements as well. So in general, next question. In general, how big are the companies that have already signed a contract to use Morph.net applications? SMEs, Fortune 500. We're in discussions with Fortune 500s running pilots that will overlap with the requested functionality. Is the platform use guaranteed by these Fortune 500s? Not necessarily. Will the savings in the functionality make it a must, make it obvious? The technologies we're showing them and how it's optimizing and saving them funds? Definitely. It's definitely a must in that respect. We've been busy demoing the platform for a ton of different companies, whether it's, screen share online or face-to-face, and the honest response has been phenomenal. So, I can tell you all about that, but let's actually, I'm just going to do this over here for you. Let's hop on the platform for a second and show you one of these implementations here. So, right, so we're just looking at my screen here. This is me hopping on. This is, just a module that I slid in over here. This is the exportation from Canada to the US. Obviously you can slide in other functionalities as well. We're going to keep it just with this one module and show you what we're doing with these pilot projects and how specific these get. So when configuring this, all these different fields, invoice numbers, shippers, receivers, the total weight, all the items you're shipping, generating QR codes, having this automated through the system as one module, putting all this information in, and then being able to set off all this other functionality, whether it's a payment, using a QR to actually set off this functionality, and then send off a payment, and then set off a shipment, and then, store documentation and all that as well. So just want to give you a quick little sneak peek at that specific module. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. So let's get back to our awesome questions over here. Sorry about little interlude, a little break. I'm sure you guys didn't mind, obviously. So, all right. So let's keep on going over here. All right. Next question. Can you talk about the partnership with Holochain? What exactly are both projects working on together? Listen, our plans with Holochain are not only leveraging Holochain, within our layering technology, basically, flexing our blockchain agnostic powers with the platform, but also joining forces in a sense to bring all these different emerging technologies to mainstream businesses. Both myself and Holochain executive have spoken to one of these Fortune 500 companies. And, to be honest, I'm over the top excited about what they want us to implement for them. Once again, it's not about just, having an amazing, platform or having awesome technology. It's about solving these problems, and both ourselves and Holochain, see it as a long-term goal to solve problems, to implement repeated use. And so working together, I know people are looking for, more detailed information about developing on Holochain, and once again, more information will come out in time. But what our common goal right now we're working on, speaking with a major company, putting together an application that it will actually solve some problems. So we'll be able to share the results of test pilots that have been running for the past few months. We've been tweaking, we've been arranging all these specific pilots. As I saw, showed you those fields over there. Letting a ton of hard data for these large data sets takes a long time. Over the next few months, we'll be collecting all these data sets, as these implementations are polished and transacting, and then we'll be able to not only show you guys the advantages, but actually use machine learning to optimize even further. So really looking forward to getting all that data, for multiple reasons, obviously. So how many days left for the platform to go live? Listen, if your business specifically needed an immutable doc storage and sharing system, then we are 100% functional and ready to go live. What we're focusing on now is these well-rounded supply chain pilots and projects. So basically, there's going to be a ton of overlapping functionality, which includes document storage and sharing, payments, so on and so forth. And I guess you can think of it as a rolling deployment of all this different functionality. So right now we're polishing these full-rounded supply chains, these projects which are obviously putting a ton of time into, and we're very excited about. But yeah, how many days left? I don't have an exact number in a sense, but we can run transactions and go on mainnet whenever we want to. It's more about implementing for these actual projects. So what are the most important obstacles to overcome in 2019? Obstacles in 2019. Okay. Great question. For me, I guess, it's a strange thing to say, but, this project is obviously, sort of like a child to me. It's about, nurturing your child, letting it grow. And now we recognize that, this juggernaut of a platform with all this technology and implementations that we've created, it works for such a variety of businesses, whether it's for secure access, logistics, IoT, compliance documentation and standardization, API connections like crazy, the sickest UI, mapping fields and so many different tweaks. Now it's about, letting this baby out into the cruel world, and just getting over that obstacle, I guess, that personal that personal obstacle of having it in the hands of other people, is something that I'm dealing with, but I'm enjoying obviously the reaction and what we're seeing with our clients. So, excuse me. And of course, another obstacle is, there's a ton of hard work ahead. And, you may not know this or not, but I look forward to hard work. I can't wait. So an obstacle, I guess I would see is making sure the team can maintain that level of sort of energy that I have and I'm going to maintain. And I'll be pushing the team the whole time to maintain what we've been doing and to keep up the good work, basically. So let's keep up the good work in 2019. So. All right, next question. What's the latest update in regard to more exchanges? We're constantly keeping up to date with all these different exchanges. I will tell you this, though, things need to line up properly, need to line up perfectly for us. It's the right exchange. It's security, obviously volume, listing costs and fees, right? And all this stuff has to happen without interrupting our real goals of actual platform use and token use. So yes, working on it, of course. So ETN, the white paper, I kind of covered that a little bit before, working on it for sure. No specific date set, but definitely in the works. It's going to be awesome, coming together really, really well. Next question. Where will the MRPH tokens come from? They're using the platform. I kind of mentioned that before as a part of the whole, tokenomics plan, which we'll be revealing very soon. What I could tell you, though, I can't reveal too much right now, but for ease of use, there will be a liquidity pool, which gives you something to think about for sure. So next question. What will happen when the platform goes live in Q1? We're going to continue seeking the right companies in order to spread these emerging technologies, and companies will seek us as well in order to leverage these integrations. So that will continue to happen. So yeah, great question. Thank you. All right, next question. What are you most excited about as new members of SAP's Partner Edge program? Can you explain the plausible short-term goals you have with these collaborations? With SAP, as we spoke about, we have these discussions going on with this fraud prevention system. We have a couple different SAP specialists on the team, thanks to our tech partners with Winjit. I'm going to actually do a video with Himanshu shortly, who's an SAP specialist, with Morpheus now, speaking directly about various integrations. But yeah, we're looking forward to this. These new partnerships are going to be long-standing partnerships, and over time, similar to our partnerships with IBM and with Holochain. These aren't overnight sort of partnerships where one day you're signed a partnership and the next day you've sort of integrated and connected in every way possible. This is going to take time. And our long-term goals of having the marketplaces of IBM and SAP leverage our tokens on the back end of applications, and of course leveraging their applications for our clients and users as well. So but for this fraud prevention system, this is I guess the plausible short-term goal part of the question. They have these pin coding systems when it comes to luxury products. So basically, hashing on the blockchain, something being scanned in, all these different handling points. What we're trying to do is make sure that if anything is scanned, if anything is pinged to the server, whether it's an IoT ping for geolocation, whether it's like we mentioned, those QR code or pin code scans, that's hashed on the blockchain for each individual product, building up these amazing digital footprints. Basically, if you can look at a digital footprint and you see specifically on the blockchain at a certain time that a geolocation ping happened at the actual manufacturing warehouse of that product, 1,000% of that product is real and authentic. So this is the system we're building out, the entire life cycle of a product as a digital footprint. We'll basically eradicate, gray market, black market, all this fraudulent product that's out there. So SAP obviously sees the value in that. We see the value in that, and to become SAP's fraud prevention provider. For us, that's just amazing. So, all right, next question here. Do you have plans to integrate IBM's Watson into the platform for AI-driven supply chain automation? Yeah, our IBM partnership gives us access to so many technologies. Watson, obviously, being an amazing technology as well. Now, as for Watson, do we have something immediate? We don't right now. Something we'd love to explore down the line. But as I mentioned before, when it comes to these pilot projects and our specific clients, if our clients choose to go in that direction and they need us to use an AI-driven, sort of system using Watson, then yeah, we'll be leveraging Watson right away. Definitely super cool and super plausible, but right now it's not our current focus. So next question. How close are we to finalizing the new white paper, roadmap tokenomics with the legal team, days, weeks, months? Okay, all extremely deep in the works. Two out of three of those, I'll say, are 90% done. So we'll stay closer to days or weeks, not months for those. Also, a new graphic roadmap and white paper. they're amazing. They're awesome stuff to read. It gives you information about the project, helps you spread the word, but they're actually side projects from the actual project itself of development and implementation. So that, once again, has to take priority. And the development has to be measured qualitatively, not quantitatively. We're trying to do everything properly. You don't get sort of, in a sense, a second try at this, So you got to think of the difficulties of developing a future-proof, legally compliant platform in a system currently that doesn't have regulation. Every step takes special care, which takes a special amount of time. So we do apologize about that, but we do have to do things properly. Now, are we working on these things? Of course. Honestly, do you think that we would be able to develop to the level of what we developed at this point right now if we haven't been working at it? So we're going to continue to work hard at it, and we're definitely going to get these other additions with the white paper, the roadmap, and all that completed very soon. So, all right, next question. Can you update us on which blockchain events, conferences Morpheus.Network is going to speak at? If it's possible, also date, time. Yeah, we should definitely add that to the website. We definitely will. Not sure about the streams. I see here that with live streams, we don't control that. I will try to bring a sound recorder in my pocket. It's about me remembering to start that sound recorder up as well, and then we can post that if there is no live streams or video. Now myself, I'm speaking at the end of February in Toronto at a cold chain event along with Noam. We're not speaking together. It's two separate speeches, actually happening at the same time in two different rooms. I'm also speaking in March at the Logistics Summit, which I'm very excited about. I'm speaking in California in June. I'm speaking in Paris, France in July. A ton of events. Noam has a ton of events coming up. Carl is speaking at a ton of events as well. So we'll get these all listed up. I don't know all of them and the dates and stuff at the top of my head. But yeah, we're also in discussion with a cross Canada sponsored tour, along with a couple partners that we've been, talking about. So that should be very exciting. We'll keep everyone posted on that. And I will say that these events are extremely exciting, and they're so important. They're huge. We're talking about dozens and dozens of Fortune 500 companies represented, who get to see the platform or meet us, meet a team member. And these face-to-face meetings are priceless. We're meeting face-to-face with industry giants at these events. So really exciting stuff, and we'll be doing lots of them and meeting a lot of these giants. So, all right, next question. What functions are available for beta testers? Tons of functionality. If you want to do data storage and sharing, like I mentioned, documentation generation, payment system stuff, IoT connections, QR codes, tons of fun stuff. So thank you for that question. Next question. Besides Morpheus.Network, what are your hobbies, Dan? Hobbies. All right. Morpheus does take up a lot of my time, I will admit. Hobbies go by the wayside a little bit when you find a project like this that you're so passionate about, which I am. What I like to do in my spare time, which you can call a hobby, is I like to exercise. I will say that I do work while I exercise, a lot of editing, looking over, presentations or, decks and all that while I'm doing cardio, which definitely hurts my cardio intensity, but exercise is definitely one of my hobbies. I play 3-on-3 basketball with some of my really close friends. I will say if I have the worst attendance of anyone on the team, but I do love playing for sure. I love spending time with my son, a huge hobby of mine, whether it's playing sports, playing rough, just playing around. Stuff that daddies do with their sons, basically. And not really a hobby, I'd say, but, one of my, favorite things to do, even after 10 years of marriage, just a simple date night with my wife. Might sound cheesy, but until this day, I look forward to a date night as much as I did on the first night we ever went out. So, spending time with my family. Is there anything better than that? So I guess those are my hobbies. Hopefully people aren't thinking those are weak hobbies, but Morpheus taps a lot of passion from, a lot of passion from within me. So I wouldn't call this project a hobby necessarily, but it definitely takes up a lot of my, mental thought and power, which I'm fine with and excited about. So, all right, next question. Will the platform be integrated with R3's quarter-stellar blockchain? We're not currently working on that integration. but definitely something we talked about for doing down the road. We actually have Daniel Eden from R3 as an advisor. So that's a nice fit right there as well. So to answer the question, yeah, potentially yes, but there's no specific timing for that at the moment. So what is the coolest platform integration your developers have achieved thus far? What I'd say, picking one integration, saying that's the best one. To me, it's really the integration of the integrations. You get infinite amount of combinations for all these different business processes, all the different supply chains, having them trigger each other at different points as needed. So I think that the coolest, it's not really an integration, I'd say, but the integration of the integrations and how they all work together. To me, that is the coolest. But what is the most disruptive integration? That's a great question. In the world of logistics, document storage and sharing, I think that is massive. Huge disruption in the world of logistics for sure. Other crazy disruptions when it comes to, payment systems, having documents generated as opposed to, manually created or crafted. Another very disruptive integration of the platform. So, can Dan join Dutch flag? Yes, I can definitely do that. Got to say, we have the best Dutch community. Absolutely love you guys. There's a Dutch flag right on my phone. I keep that with me all the time. It's in my pocket, sometimes in my jacket. Love the Dutch community, guys. Wish I could say something in Dutch right now, but I have nothing prepared. So I'll just say that I love you guys so much. And I plan eventually in 2019 to, go down into Europe, visit Holland as well. And I'll let the Dutch community know, because I know we have a great following down there as well. So that is it for all the questions that I see in front of me here. Hopefully I caught everything, the questions that you had specifically, whoever's watching. Any other questions for myself, for the team, as always, reach out to us. You can always email me directly. Ask anybody to email me directly. I write you back. Even if it's something that I don't know the answer to, I'm not the right person to reach, I will direct you in the right direction, at the right time when I can. So once again, I want to thank everybody, for watching, for listening, and for the great questions. And if anyone else has anything to ask me directly if you want to at Dan@Morpheus.Network. And once again, as always, everybody, have a great day.